Message sent.
Message sent.
I like that you made Siri type that out for you.
Oh no, it was Google Assistant. I would never let Siri do such a thing.
Oh,
Alex, we're good.
We're good? All right.
So we started with that, huh?
We started with well, at least we're all laughing, so it's out of context.
Did that?
We're all having a good time.
Wait, we literally led with that? That's amazing.
Yeah, thanks, Evan. Thanks yet again. Hi, and welcome, everyone. Anyone who might be watching us. This is the Dungeon Folks, Session 7. We got the full cast again. Hey, this is our live stream campaign where we at the young folks stop talking movies and music, start playing Dungeons and Dragons. So let's just get right back into it. Here's a bit of the recap. So our brave adventurers, after dealing with their mission from brave, some of us. After fulfilling your last quest for the Queen, this mistress of the Undercity, and obtaining your, free Subway for Life passes, you decided to put it to good use and to get to your next mission, and that is to perform a heist in the gnomish district of Tinkertown. And so you made your way there. You met a bit of an eccentric little inventor type named Alvin Blacklung.
Someone's bad.
Is that his time?
Who's
that his theme music? Alvin Blacklung. But you also met his mushroom friend, the fun guy. You inhaled some spores and you talked about how to stage your heist, which takes place at this grand party in the Clockwork Castle. But it's a big fancy party, and you realize that you guys need invitations to get in the first place. So you have committed the greatest sin in D&D and split the party.
Why is that? That can't be a sin. Why is that a sin?
You will. Okay, someone needs to stop.
Who's bad?
That's the greatest sin in D&D. Boom, right there. But you will find out why splitting the party is a great sin, Evan. Just you wait.
Okay.
So we're gonna have a bit of a Pulp Fiction-y shifting storylines as you've all split your separate ways. We last left off with Alexandris and Flint going off to Religion Row, and Flint has started to fight in the fighting pits at the Hall of War to become champion there, to gain his invitation that way. Alexandris is currently sort of watching him, but you've sort of set yourself to go talk to the manager of the Holy Concordance to become her religious envoy at the party. So that's where you two are. And then, Karnov and Merritt, you have decided to go speak to a musician who will be performing at the party to gain entry that way. And Ori, Alvin told you all the different rich people and people of influence of the city. And you heard there is a very wealthy dragonborn who lives in the bazaar. And so you have decided to go seek aid from him. And so we will then start with you, Ori. You watched Alexandris and Flint leave Tinkertown. Is there anything you'd like to do in Alvin's room, or are you kind of just gonna go straight out? It's still the middle of the day.
Well, I could go I'll just look around and see what's in the room. What else is in the room? What's interesting in the room?
I mean, nothing else than what you'd already discovered. There's lots of jars of various powders. There's some ovens and lots of things, metal contraptions sort of rumbling and belching smoke. He has his gun, as he calls them, sort of up on a mount on the wall, and there's a bunch of little schematics and blueprints that sort of relate to it. He also has a huge golden wreath chest with a giant lock on it. That looks interesting. But other than that, nothing else that you hadn't noticed before.
Because I can look inside the chest. Or is it locked?
Do you walk over to it?
Yeah, walk over to it and look inside.
It is locked. And Alvin looks at you and he's like, wait till after the heist. Then you get the rewards.
Okay, then I'll just leave the room.
Okay, you just walk out. Bye, good luck. So you have, he has informed you that there is a dragonborn named Charkoth, and he lives in the bazaar. He is a wealthy leader in the Spice Guild, which is a very big international trade organization. They're sort of all over the world here, not even just the jungle. And so you is there anything else you want to do? Do you want to just get right on the subway and ride on up?
Yeah, I'll get right on the subway.
Okay, so you make your way through Tinkertown. You hear a little you smell the cinnamon. All these little small types are staring at you as you go, a little suspicious of you, sort of wondering what this tall person's doing here. But they don't pay you any mind. And then you get on the train and you ride it up. And it's kind of a far ride, So you go from South Green Station here all the way up and around up here to North Green, and you enter the bazaar. And so you get out of the train station, and you already notice as you step up, you realize this is like the most crowded and populous place you have been in this city. It is overwhelming. The jungle has always been pretty crowded everywhere you've been, but the bazaar is just something else. You just, as soon as you step out of the train station, you are just a part of this river of people flowing in both directions, and it goes through various streets and alleyways. There's one big thoroughfare, and there's many little alleys and little offshoots. And I mean, you see everybody. You see humans, elves, dwarves, gnomes, dragonborn, lizard folk, Aasimar, tieflings, furbolgs, goblins, orcs, hobgoblins, githyanki, quaggoths, kuatoa, and just all sorts and shapes and sizes of humanoids. And they're all here, and there's all different sorts. They're all wearing different colors. They're all in various sizes. There's some folk who are just walking around in simple leathers. There's some who look like they're in like really shoddy rags. And you see some are in some very ornate, multicolored silks. There's children. There's old men. There's women. There's just everybody is here. It's crowded. The noise and the noise of everyone, all these chattering languages, all going on at the same time. It's like, ever been in like a summer where there's cicadas? It's just this endless droning forever of multiple languages. And you also see everywhere, there are all these little huts and tents, stands, and like bodegas, and they're all hawking different things. In one corner you'll walk by, there's like someone selling dragon fruit and pomegranates, and right next to them there's somebody selling rock salt and crystals. You see a half-elf is selling fine leather goods, and the dwarf next to him is shouting out about expertly crafted locks and keys. And then every once in a while, you'll see these small stone buildings that are actually permanent and not just these movable huts and tents. And inside them, you see there's these small little cramped restaurants and coffee shops. You see there's various people clustered in there, and they're drinking from small cups. They're eating some like small smoked meats, and some of them are puffing on these like strange looking hookahs. And then and so you're trying to take in this sight, but you can't really linger anywhere because you just feel the people pushing behind you, trying to get where you need to go. The crowd in the streets make for a slow, staggering movement, but there's always people behind you and people in front of you trying to get by, willing to step on you or just outright shove you aside before you linger too long. So, where would you like to go?
It's not exactly.
So I want to go to one of the tents.
Okay, so you're looking. All right, so you're looking for the Spice Guild tent, and so far you're seeing just a lot of like small scale stuff. But as you ask around, you do, if you ask around like, oh, where's the Spice Guild? Everyone sort of points you in the same general direction, like farther down the roads, farther down the streets. And as you sort of stagger through all these different people, all these, you like step over this little like gnome child who's like scooping coins off the ground. As you walk by, you bump into a man with a fish for a head, and you're just like, "Argh!" And you make your way down, and you see there's a huge tent that is like secluded and cut off from everything else. It looks like to be the size of a circus tent, and it's very separated from this hustle and bustle. And you can see there's actually like a row of masked human guards, and they're armed with these like sort of exotic looking pole arms with like curved blades at the top. And they sort of like saying like pillars, and they flank this path that goes to an opening in the tent. And the tent like leads straight to like a desk, and there's like a line of people trying to get in.
So I could go up to one of the guards and ask them why there's such a long line.
What do you ask?
Long line?
And he sort of looks at you and he's like, "This is the Spice Guild, kid. Everyone's got business with the Spice Guild."
So I could push past the line and try to look important enough to head into the tent.
Okay, so you sort of shove by, and there's like this human woman just like, "Oh, how rude." And you sort of shove yourself to the front of the line, and people are like, "Hey, Ejima!" They're speaking in languages you don't understand, but they're very sort of annoyed. And you walk up to the front of the desk, and there's just like a little half-leg man hunched over, and he's writing in a book. He's like fiercely scribbling, and he's moving coins around. And he's just like, "Name and business." He doesn't even look up.
And I ask him, "What's the name of the Dragonborn guy?" No, the Dragonborn guy that you was talking about. I don't remember his name.
Yeah, he's like, "Did you cut in line to ask the name of my boss?"
Yes.
It's like
a beautiful start.
he sort of turns back and his eyebrows raised. He chuckles a little bit and says, "Well, it's Chakath. Now, do you have business with Chakath?"
Well, he has an appointment with me and I must see him. Oh, wait a second. I have to take a call. I'm coming right just now.
So,
back to Vincent Vega.
Yeah. Do you have an appointment with him?
Is that you?
No.
So, Alexandrus.
What?
Why does he have to be John Travolta?
So, Alexandrus, you're standing in this ring of people overlooking this pit, and you've just witnessed Flint take down an orc with like only 2 strokes of a great axe, and everyone's cheering for him. And there's this huge, there's like this throne that's like in a balcony above the pit, which this like really brawny sort of orange-haired man has just said, "You will rise in the ranks." And people seem to be cheering Flint on. Someone's sort of patching him up a little bit. Seems to be like he's getting ready for a next fight. It is up to you if you would like to stay and watch, but you also have your own mission. So what would you like to do?
Yes. So I think I'm gonna leave, but I kind of want. Yeah. So,
all right. Well, you'll say what you want, and I'll cut back to Ori.
yeah. I think I was gonna ask one of the clerics a question before I leave.
Okay. So you ask which one? There's lots. They're basically all clerics in here.
Yeah. I think I'll just ask one of the nearest clerics.
It's an orc with one eye.
So I think I'll ask the orc with one eye, what does it take to actually win? Like, how long does it take to actually win and complete this fighting tournament?
He sort of looks at you with his one eye. Well, for the low ranks, it's about 5 fights. Little guy just did 1. He's got 4 more.
Cool.
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 Yeah, it's pretty goddamn cool.
Yeah. Then, how?
Be with you.
What are the odds of somebody actually making it to all 5 fights?
That depends on how strong they are, how blessed they are by the gods of war.
I'm so blessed, I shout from the middle of the ring.
At least the little guy seems confident.
You think he has a shot to win?
About the same as everybody else. I don't know, the champ's pretty tough, though.
Yeah. Well, if you want to put some money on him, he's blessed for the next 30 minutes. Good luck with that.
Shit, man, you can't just say that out loud.
Whatever. I just turn around and I start walking away.
As you walk away, you hear him being like, "Yeah, 10 gold on the dwarf for the next one."
Holy shit! Cold as ice. Wow.
All right. Back to Ori. So you say I have an appointment with him. At that point, I need you to have a deception roll. So should I still roll for you, Lee?
Yes, I will get my dice shortly.
Right. No worries. Okay, so deception, not your strong suit, but we will see here. Okay.
Oh, I have like 0 deception though.
You don't have, yeah. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. You rolled an 8, but he rolled a 6. So he looks at you and he says, "I did not know Shakath had any scheduled visitors today. What kind of business is this? Just so I can jot it down."
It's personal. Not something to openly discuss.
Must be a dragon thing. Okay. He's yonder down the hall. And he like looks down, and you see that there's 2 more guards. And these one, like the guards in the front of the tent were sort of like loosely armored and just sort of like these sort of like loose, flowing, like baggy clothes, sort of like almost close to yours as a monk. But the 2 that are like flanking like this back flap are like heavily armored, sword and shield, and like helmet. Can't even see the eyes. But this little halfling just goes and motions with his hands, and they just step aside for a second, and one like pushes open the flap. He's like, "It is that way. Good luck." He goes back to writing down.
Okay. Well, I just march through, go through the curtains.
Okay, so you walk through, and you see it's a really ornate looking. There's like these huge vases of plants with like all sorts of like pink and like purple flowers sprouting out of them. There's a huge ornate desk like wreathed with gold along the side. There's sort of like this lounging chair with like red silk like on the cushions. There's like a big basket full of like the biggest grapes you've ever seen. And sitting behind the desk, you see a blue dragonborn. He's wearing like these fancy golden robes, and he has like tons of golden piercings like in his face. He's got like a lip ring, a couple like along the neck, and he's got like this gold chain that goes from like the bottom of one of his eyes down to like his jaw. And
his eye?
Yeah, like the top of his cheek. There's a piercing right there. It goes like right there, and not in his eyeball. It's not. He's not that metal. That would be like the orc guy that Alexander's is talking to. But usually dragonborns are either sort of like lean like you, or rather like brawny. This guy's he's a little chunky. He's got like his neck is sort of like bulging and hanging a little bit like a turkey's. He's got like blue scales, and befitting of a blue dragonborn, he has this huge horn on the top of his head that's sort of like jagged and not like a clear point at the end, but rather as if it was like chipped away. And there's all these different little edges. He's holding a pen very carefully and daintily in these huge claws as he's writing stuff. And you can see on his fingers he has like 2 golden rings on each one. He sort of just looks down and he looks up to you. And he says, "Yes. How can I help you?"
Well, I fluff my clothes, and then I'd walk up to him and be like, "I can offer my healing services."
"What kind of healing?"
Spiritual
very
healing.
I'm gonna have you roll a I'm gonna have you roll a persuasion check. 13, not bad. Okay.
It's pretty good. Natural or with a modifier?
Natural.
Nice.
But he rolls a 14. So he looks at you and he says, "I'm very rich, boy. I can have all the finest healers. Why are you any different?"
Then I go on and talk about my element kind of avatar kind of moves that I could also offer. And tell him that I could accompany him to the conference thing that's happening, the party, and be like his bodyguard.
"Did you not see the armored men? I have many."
Well, they can't do what I can do.
"And what can you do?" Oh, I guess.
And then
It's like, I require a demonstration.
Well, I could start moving like his table. Like, I don't know how strong the rock element thing is. To be able to move his table around and everything.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to like make some little like things pop out of the ground. So I guess you could like make them pop out like under the table, and like it sort of jostles his table up a bit, and he's like, he looks down. He's like, you can pull the stone from the earth.
And then another thing that I do, the same pen that or feather thing that he's writing with, I just take that and write on the paper like in the air.
Okay. Yeah. So you're making it float. And he's like, this is interesting. I'll be honest. I'm inclined to be nice to you. I understand the entrepreneurial spirit you might have as a chromatic in a metallic world. But I am not a man of charity. I will hire you, but you must prove to me something, or provide me with an opportunity for wealth. Do you have ideas?
Money goes to money.
Well, I could make things out of the elephant, like the same rock thing we were talking about. I could make figurines that could be sold.
I feel like the churches have that venture on lock. But it is an idea. Could you use this ability to trip someone running?
Well, I wouldn't because of my background as a monk, and I only do things to benefit people.
Well, here's another question. Are you fast, my boy?
Well, yes. Fighting-wise, yes.
What running-wise?
I guess. Why?
How do you think you would fare in a race?
Depends on who the opponent is.
A cat. Particularly fast one. And conceited.
How about I just owe you a favor instead?
I'll have you roll a persuasion again. 19. This is good. He's like, Well, keep the race in mind. I think you'll do well. But fine. What favor?
It could be any favor as long as it's to benefit somebody.
My dear boy, I only care for the benefit of my coin pass.
Okay, well, I'll go along with it then.
He's like, Fine. He starts thinking. You will be my personal errand boy. What does that sound?
Sounds degrading, but okay.
My dear boy, I rose myself up from the scum of the streets. You could do with some humbling. That is how
I'm very humble. As a monk, I'm very humble.
Already built humble.
Then this shouldn't be a problem for you. But first, we shall get you out of those rags. And he points to your attire. We'll wear these. And he sort of gets up and sort of lumbers over. And you can see as he gets up, he has a bit of a belly too. And his sort of tail sort of like bulges out of his like robes, which kind of between his belly puffing out and his tail and the back, it looks like he's got like a really wide dress on, you know, like the waist down as he gets up and he lumbers over to a chest. And he pulls out the same sort of garments that the guards outside the tents were wearing, that sort of loose-fitting garb. and but it's very like sort of golden and ornate and flashy. And he hands it to you. He says, "You will be changed into this, and then we will stay in talks about the job."
Okay. They usually change those for now.
Sounds fair. So, POV switch. That's just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be doing this.
POV switch.
POV switch.
Switch.
And music.
So, Merritt and Karnov,
Oh?
you have witnessed Ori and Alexander's.
Should I have MIDI royalty non-discriminatory music ready?
I mean, they're still in Tanker Town, so I guess just like Thomas the Tank Engine still.
Oh, that's right, the Trap Thomas the Tank Engine.
Where is
There
it?
it is, number 3 hit.
Number 3.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so you've witnessed Alexandros and Flint and Ori all leave. You're currently in Alvin's workshop, and you've decided to go talk to Ziggy Starchild, the renowned musician. Is there anything you want to do with Alvin, or do you guys want to just head on your way?
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
I don't see any need. Do you, Merritt?
No. I just want to get out of this town and it's awful music as soon as possible.
It's starting to bore into my head. Yes, we should.
It's like, yeah, they only have one track. You gotta like it, because that's it. 24/7.
Yeah, we should go.
We should go before I start doing things to these people. Yes.
Let's go. So we depart.
Okay, so you get onto the train, and you've been told that Ziggy is managed by the Butchers, who run the warehouse district, which is the area right next to the tunnels, actually. So it's almost like you're heading home. You go.
I enjoy this particular management firm's honesty about what it does to.
The Butchers, huh? Sounds violent.
The Butcher. Oh yeah, they are. You hear in the back of your head because you already left. So you take the south all the way down to the same station where you would go to the tunnels, but instead of heading left, you head to the right.
Okay.
And the scenery is a little bit better than the tunnels. The tunnels, it's like literally falling apart everywhere you go. Here, it looks kind of shoddy, but it's, at least the buildings here stand, and the road isn't completely shot to shit. But as you walk further down, you smell that mixed smell of like sand and salt of the beach. But as you get further through the warehouse district, there's also these pervasive odors of blood and fish, and this like citrusy disinfectant to make as an attempt to get rid of said blood and fish. So as you walk through this area of the city, there's just a single like grand market street. It's about like 60 feet wide that people are walking to and fro from. Then on the side of the street that's by the beach, there's just like a row of like several shabby like wooden shacks with like scrap metal roofs. Some of them are tall and like multi-doored and multi-windowed, like obviously some sort of apartments. But there's others that are smaller and they look like different bars or shops selling little knickknacks and various nautical themed souvenirs and such. And then on the opposite side of that, though, there is these massive buildings, like hundreds of feet wide, several stories tall. They're warehouses, and they have wide open doors. And as you walk by, you can see inside of them, there's these long work tables, and there's like these various suspended carcasses on chains, being cut and butchered for their meat. And there's some that are like as small as boar, but there's some that are like as large as whales. And as you walk by some of the warehouses, though, you see that some of them don't have like lines of meat workers or racks of ribs and all that, but they actually have large stages, music stages in the back of the warehouse. And some of them have like scaffolding of metal with like these crystals and orbs humming with light. and others have this sort of like caged off pyramid in the middle of a large room, and there's multiple instruments set up around them. And then you like looking at this side of the street in both sorts of warehouses, both the ones with the meat and the ones with music set up. You see a lot of strong, burly type of people bustling to and fro these buildings. There are some of them working on product lines with like these large, sharp cleavers, or some of them are standing guard outside the warehouses. Many of them are orc or half orc, but you see a lot of dragonborn. You see there's a lot of Goliaths. There's even a couple dwarves and some really burly humans as well. But like all of them, regardless of species or gender, are wearing the same uniform of like these heavy black leather boots, these sort of brown burlap trousers, and just like a white shirt, a simple white button-up shirt. And then they all have like a belt with a buckle that sort of resembles an angry face. And you are now in the warehouse district. What would you like to do?
So we're visiting this Bowie analog in his industrial phase, aren't we? Well, we're supposed to look for some musician. I'll be honest, I don't know very much about music at all. Do you?
I'm familiar with it.
Ah, yes, music.
As a concept.
I'm sorry. I just lived below these 4 awful bards with these shaggy, awful hair in the last tavern I worked in. They just drove me insane with their yeahs, and I just couldn't take it anymore. So they met an end, shall we say?
It sounds like you kind of have some experience with music, then.
Yes! Experience.
Well, I guess we just simply need to get access to this musician. He should be fairly easy to speak with.
Depending how pretentious he is.
I guess the real question is, when we were told he was managed by the butchers, did they actually mean the butchers?
Like, all the butchers manage him? All of them? Like, as a collective?
Are you asking me, the DM? Are you?
I'm asking Merritt. Like, what do you think they meant by that we were told by that?
And Merritt is giving a stupid non-answer. Yes. So, do you mean like
as he usually does?
Yeah.
So, character. So you mean they're like managed by all the butchers, or just a collective of butchers, or they're just like 2 butchers that call themselves the butchers, or?
I will just simply admit that I didn't expect to find real butchers here. I'll just be honest with you.
In the warehouse district.
Well, not in the same place that a decorated musician would appear. Certainly not one that would play at a regal party like this.
Oh, wait, we don't know if he's a decorated musician. He could be just some fast-rising guy who has a sound that's going to be gone out of here in 2 months. He might be somebody
who performs at a fat cat's giant celebration of himself.
Yeah, they love all those kind of, flash in the pan, next big thing, doesn't pan out type deal. You know people who are rich.
I really think it sounds like you know more than you're...
I might.
Isn't that his shtick?
I'm gonna keep asking you stupid questions until you take the lead.
I wonder if you want to roll a check on me.
Let's see. Ooh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna roll intimidation on you instead.
Oh, hey!
Okay. So a way to contest that, I guess, Merritt, you can choose either insight or intimidation yourself to try and resist that.
Sure. I rolled a 7.
With my modifier, I'm at 15.
Well, what are you trying to do?
Oh, I'm just trying to tell him that I know he's full of shit. And I'm gonna keep asking him stupid questions until he takes the lead and gets us where we need to go.
So, Merritt, as you've been walking and talking to Karnov, he's sort of been sounding progressively more and more annoyed, and you've sort of been brushing it off because that's what you do. But his latest snap, you really see sort of like this magic swirl in his eyes as he really barks this. And actually, Karnov, can you roll a d20 for me?
Yeah. 3.
Right.
Not as good as my last roll.
No, it's fine. Nothing happens. Other than his eyes sort of sparkle green for a second.
Okay. Maybe I have a past with someone who's an awful lot like this gentleman. Maybe I have a past with a bunch of people a lot like this gentleman.
Maybe. Can you get us to the man or not?
We need to look for a warehouse that doesn't look like any of the other warehouses. It needs to look gaudy. It needs to look like a really pretentious artist live. It needs to have something like, I don't know, something ridiculous, like a thing of formaldehyde with a shark in it, or something like that.
I think you're looking for the word bohemian.
Bohemian. Bohemian.
Is this the real?
Something like that.
Sorry.
I was going for more the Moulin Rouge reference, but that'll work.
All right.
That'll do.
So you're looking for a warehouse that looks different.
Okay. Well then.
Yes. Is that what you're doing?
I guess let's roll investigation, and I will look around to find a warehouse that stands out from the other warehouses.
All right.
Maybe I should do that because I am proficient
you guys
in
can
investigation.
You can do investigation or perception, your choice.
I rolled a 17, and with modifier that would make it 20.
I rolled a 14 with modifier that would be a 19.
All right. Yeah. So you see sort of further down the street, like all of these warehouses look very utilitarian, and they look basically the same. Some of the metal is like brown, sort of like khaki-ish or like rust-colored. Some is like sort of a fresher steel. But you do notice that there's one warehouse that has no windows and the doors are closed, and there are like several guards out in front of it. And it's significantly bigger than any of the other warehouses.
I wonder. See, the last time I dealt with a bard, he left in the middle of the night, and he left a note.
You also see further down the street, in front of that, sort of in front of an alley that separates that building from the next warehouse, you see there are a cluster of...
Let's go. Want to go towards the cluster of people? Then maybe looking at some sort of music guy.
It sounds like a start, I think.
So as you walk up and you start hearing a lot of like screams, like high-pitched ecstatic screams. Like, hey, oh my god, I know he's in there! A lot of that. And you see there's a lot of younger humans and half-elves, men and women alike, and they're all sort of jumping, and there's like this like red rope that's gating them off, sort of cuts off the alleyway. And you can see that they're all sort of staring, and that like further down the alleyway, there's just one door with a lock on it, and in front of that door there is a large individual, same sort of dress with the white shirt and the burlap, and he's got a great axe on his back, and he looks like a goblin, but he's furry, and he's like 6.5 feet tall, and he's sort of like just like snarling at all the people like fangirling out behind the red rope. You also see he's like a big iron key on his hip.
Interesting.
I wonder if our guy's in there.
It sounds like it from all the screaming.
What'd I tell you? Might be some guy who's popular with his folk tales, and he'll be done in 3 months.
He's so dreamy. You're just hearing somebody.
That sounds like a bard with a hot streak.
I heard his pants are purple today. No, they're always red on Wednesdays. Don't you know anything?
Definitely a bard with a hot streak.
We are going to be leaving here with headaches, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Depends on the bard.
Really, like redefining lute playing, man. Yeah, dude, like the last song he played.
Oh, and he's a lute player, huh? Hmm.
No,
Okay.
I think we're like losing track of his voice, man. It sounds like 5 voices at once, man.
It's a lute player on a hot streak. Got ya. Alright.
Greatest voice.
You're like, I've learned enough.
No, I just know a little bit about bards, and once they get like 14 or 15 good songs in them, they can make a bit of coin for the rest of their lives.
Isn't it
All
weird
they need
they're
to
always
do-
talking about exposition?
All they need to do is get 14 or 15 good songs, and they're set for life. They can tour around the land, just playing those same 14 or 15 songs over and over again. You get my point now.
I see.
You sit
Well-
there unfazed.
It's more of a just confused at your all of a sudden passion.
Maybe I have a history with bards.
You and that word. I'm not going to take you seriously with that word. Okay. I tapped the closest fan.
Yeah, it's just like
To
this
us.
human guy wearing a leather vest. Hey, what's up, man?
Tap him lightly on the shoulder, and I ask,
And he sort of takes it back and he looks at your
Kind-
horns. He's like,
kind gentlemen,
yeah.
will there be a performance tonight of Ziggy?
Oh, no, man. Ziggy's next concert isn't the party, man. We can't even go to that. But, like, we hear he's here. We just, like, want to get to see him, you know? Like, he really likes the fans. They'll really come out. But he's, like, been in there all day.
I am sure he admires passion. What was your name?
Oh, I'm, Joris.
Joris. A noble name. Now,
Dude.
tell me, Joris, what is Ziggy doing here now?
This is where this is like, it's not really like an apartment, because, like, it's like the butcher's headquarters. But, you know, like, this is, like, they manage him, you know? This is where he lives, I guess.
So they know his schedule.
Oh, yeah, man, they, like, manage him and stuff.
I see. And none of you have tried to enter?
Have you seen, like, the big furry guy, man? Like, he will cut you in half, bro. I've seen it happen, dude.
So he's not letting anyone in, for whatever reason?
I mean, like, some people go in, it's usually, like, really good-looking people. And then, like, you know, some of the butchers and, like, some really, like, rich-looking types. They gotta, like, say the right stuff, man. I don't know.
I see. Well, Ziggy clearly has some business here. Thank you, good sir. It would be best if you didn't draw attention to the horns.
They kind of draw attention to themselves, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I gave him a glare.
Shit, sorry, dude.
Well, the plus side about you being around a bard, they don't particularly care about the horns. They've seen everything.
The less attention we draw to ourselves, the better.
I don't know. He might see your horns and want to make it his luck. Bards.
Well, I turn back to Merritt. Well, we need to come up with some sort of important need to enter the building, clearly.
Let's see.
Do these bards give interviews?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking him.
Oh.
He's clearly an
No.
authority on the situation.
I don't know. Depends.
What?
On what? for the love of the Dark One, what the hell are you?
Forgive me, I'm winging it here. On what? Let's see. I don't know. We could just crash in with a good tune of our own. You interested in writing a song? I grin obnoxiously.
Why do I just have a feeling you already did? I swear to God, if you say maybe, I'm going to light you on fire.
So I think right there, as you're considering your plan, I'd like Flint to roll initiative.
When you come back, we're gonna be talking about the Grand Royale with cheese or something.
All right, Flip. Roll me some initiative.
Oh, it's back at me. All right, let me get my dice.
So right after beating the orc, he's sort of been pulled out of the pit. Everyone's sort of cheering, and the Gorak, the man up in the balcony throne, looks down at you and he's like, "Well then, are you ready for your next bout?"
Yeah.
I like your spirits. Who would challenge the new one? And you remember the orc had just beaten this Goliath man, and he steps up now and he's like, "Clearly it was orc's luck. The dwarf made it run out. I want another shot." And he's like, "A bit unorthodox, but I like it. Very well. Enter the pit." And so you are there. And this man, about twice the height of you, sort of steps down. He's got 2 clubs.
Oh,
and
fun.
He leaps down into the pit. And he just points one of his clubs right at you, and he's like, "I will pound you into ground like little nail, little man." And he starts drumming on his chest with the maces, and they start to
Please
bruise.
tell me his name's Drago.
I'll come up with his name later, but until then, roll me some initiative and get some
11.
battle music going.
Oh, right.
11.
I do need battle music. Oh. Let's see. What am I doing for battle music?
What are you doing for battle music?
I don't know. Let me think here.
Oh, yikes.
Some Eye of the Tiger or something? Oh, he just crit on his initiative.
Hearts on Fire.
By cut copy?
No, the one from Rocky 4.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
I can do that one.
All right. So, as it starts out, he just sort of rushes at you and starts coming down with this like double sweep with both of the maces. So, that will be a 12 to hit on the first one. I believe that misses.
Okay.
And then on the second one, that is a crit. So the first mace, you sort of deflect it with your great axe. You swing it out of the way, but he really just was doing like a wind up, and he does a leap and brings the other mace down right on your shoulder. And so you take, as I drop my dice.
How much damage? Tell me, Doc.
Ooh, you take 13 points of bludgeoning damage as this mace just goes thwack right into your shoulder.
Okay, so I was on 29, so that puts me at...
Oh, you were at full. Someone healed you before the...
Oh, that's right. Okay. So that puts me at 23.
Alright, it is now your turn.
Wait, no, you said 13 points.
Yep, 13.
So it puts me at 21.
Yep.
Alright. My turn to attack?
Your turn to attack.
Oh, okay. Remind me of what I have in my hands currently, or did I just kind of start the battle later on?
I mean, I guess you started with the battle with anything you wanted. I assumed you...
Screw it, I'm gonna use my new fun axe.
Yep, great axe, I assume.
My great axe.
Your great axe.
My great axe.
It's a great axe, man.
Alright, I am going to kind of clutch my great axe two-handed vertical swack.
Go for it.
An onomatopoeia of some kind?
A thwack?
We have a commenter saying, "Call him fat, that'll take him down."
Go for it.
No, alright, so I'm gonna do a vertical slash at him with my great axe.
Okay.
And I roll a d20 for that with my with my strength modifier, right?
Hell yeah.
So it's 16.
16, that will hit.
Mm-hmm. And then I have d12 for that one with a +4.
Yep, indeedy.
That makes 10. 10 points of damage.
Woo!
Ew.
So as he brings down the mace, you just rear back, and you use that pain to just sort of channel into your anger, and you bring the great axe. Where are you hitting?
Where am I hitting him?
Yeah.
The opposite shoulder that he hit me on. Kind of.
So he's
tit for tit.
He is significantly taller than you, but the great axe is long, and if you put both of your hands at, like, the bottom of the handle, you can just sort of, like, pickaxe it, swing it up, and it embeds itself sort of, like, right between, like, his breast and shoulder. And it's just like thwack.
I'll just yank it out like butter.
And he just leans into it and, like, sort of flexes it out of his muscle.
Jeez, someone's blessed.
And then
Hashtag.
it is his turn, and he will do the same thing. He will just sort of, like, try to slam you in the face on both sides with both of his maces, sort of in, like, a clap motion. So that is a 10 on one hit and a 17 on the other.
What? Hold on. So he hit me twice?
He rolled a 10 to hit, and then he rolled a 17 to hit.
Okay.
I believe the 17 hits. 'Cause your AC is 16 when you have the axe. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So as he brings both of these maces, you sort of pull up your axe and defend one side of you, but the other one hits. And from that one, you take another 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And now it is your turn.
Can I use my superiority die to parry him after he just attacked me?
Yeah, that reduces the damage, right?
I believe to reduce the damage by the number you roll on my superiority die plus my dexterity modifier. So,
yeah.
What do I roll for my superiority die?
Your superiority die is a D8.
D8.
So it's a D8, then plus 1 for your dexterity, I believe.
My dexterity is a +1. That makes... Wow, 9.
9. Okay, so
Yay.
you actually... So retract that. As he comes out with both of the maces, you actually duck and pull your great axe and you shove it forward, and he slams both on, like, both blades of the axe and makes this loud ringing sound that rings out throughout the pit, and everyone roars. "Yeah!" You hear one orc being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get that 10 gold. That's right.
Hey.
That guy was right." All right, and it is now your turn.
Oh man, I have the blessings of synth music going through me right now. Alright, I'm gonna underhand my great axe from behind me and back up into his, like, kind of like towards his ribcage. Yep. What's my hit point currently?
Your hit point currently is 29.
Oh, so I gained
Wait, no.
back. Oh.
Wait, actually, no.
Because you before.
Oh yeah, you're 21. 21. That's it.
I'm still 21 because I parried it. I parried that back at him because I did so good.
You took no damage from that attack because you parried it.
Beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna do a D20 for my underhand great axe sword slash.
Mm-hmm.
And 11 plus what's that's my strength modifier.
It's plus your attack bonus, so it's
Plus
strength plus proficiency.
Plus
So I believe it's plus
so 6.
6.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 17.
17 will hit.
Yo, Adrian.
All right, so go for it. Roll that damage.
Oh, right, D8. What? 8? Okay. All right, I'm not gonna complain.
No, D12. It's a D12.
D12. Damn it. 12. I'm not lying.
12?
This is a real roll. Okay. Yep.
All right, so 12 plus 4, so 16. Oof. Putting the hurt on him. So that's
Basil oregano.
all right. So you just embed this right in his rib, and sure enough, you cave into his chest a little, and you definitely break one because there's a little fragment now sticking out of it.
Ooh,
and
tasty.
he's looking really mad, so mad that he throws one of the maces on the floor and just tries to get you in a headlock. So he's gonna go for a grapple. So I need you to roll either a athletics check or an acrobatics to try to get out of the way.
Do I get to pick?
You get to pick. It is your choice.
Athletics. Because
Go for it.
that's my strength modifier.
Yep.
Man, I gotta work on my dexterity. Oh wait, hold on. Do I roll a d20 for my athletics check?
Yep, D20 plus athletics mod.
Alright, 16.
16. He rolled a 17.
Damn it.
15 plus 2. Yep. So he gets you in a headlock, and you are now currently grappled. You'll need to use your action to pull away. And so he got you in one arm, and now he's just going to sort of like noogie you with his other mace. So he has advantage on the attack because you're in his grasp. And that will be a it'll be a 20 to hit, not natural. So you take then a
Hold on, our previous viewer actually predicted that you'd be getting an orc noogie.
an orc noogie.
Like literally, he sent
well
a message.
done.
Prepare for orc noogie, as you said, orc noogie.
Well done, my man.
Oh, he gets inspiration right there.
He does. You take a another 5 points of bludgeoning damage
Alright, so I'm on
as he noogies you with his other mace.
Embarrassing. All right, so I'm at 16.
Yep. And is now your turn. You're currently grappled,
I'm currently grappled.
so you'll have to break. You'll have to break 3, or you can attack with disadvantage.
Can I use my athletics again?
Yep. That is how you break free.
All right, I'm gonna do my athletics check to get free of his grip.
Go for it.
19 plus 6.
Oh, I mean, he rolled a 14, so that's fine.
Okay, beautiful.
So yeah. So you sort of break free from his grasp. That is your action. You could action surge or bonus action or any of your other things. Otherwise,
I haven't action surged in a while. I'll action surge on this guy.
all right, go for it. So you have an action again.
Here we go.
Oh boy. I will kind of. I guess I'll. Oh god. I'm just gonna kind of try to sweep the leg, but with my axe. I'm just gonna kind of like swipe it down real low and try to just knock him off his feet.
Go for it.
All right,
Wait, do you have tripping attack as one of your maneuvers?
I don't believe so.
Okay, you're just doing that.
I'm just saying it for the flavor. For the flavor of the narrative here.
All right, sounds good.
17 plus 6, so that's good.
Yep, that is good. That hits.
Beautiful.
Okay, so roll your damage, D12.
D12, 10 plus 4, 14.
What's your line?
What was my line? What did I say last week? Or
Last time you said eat this. So what are you saying as you hack at his? What do you say as you hack at his ankle?
Oh God. Have a nice fall. See you next fall.
I don't think that's how that goes.
That's how that works. But okay.
See you next fall, and you bring the axe right into the back of his calf.
I say
and
it
like,
trailing with like indecision.
It splits the tendon of his ankle, and he buckles forward, screaming, face forward into the sand.
Well, he had a nice fall.
What did you expect me to say? What did you expect me to say? I'm gonna make soup with this. Just continue just my awful cannibalism.
Choice.
Have a nice.
You fell him, and the people around the pit start cheering again. Yeah! It's warm! It's warm! I got my 10 gold! Yeah!
They're gonna make t-shirts to say "Have a nice fall, see you next fall."
Oh, can we?
Have a nice fall. See you next fall.
Oh, that sounds great.
Can we
Our
like
new
halfway
name.
press those up?
Sure.
And then, so everyone cheers around the pit.
We'll do it on custom ink.
And then Gorak raises his fist again. Everyone's silent, and he just says, "Well done, Flint. We will move forward in the ranks. Someone patch him up. Take a breather. You'll need it for the next bout." And so, POV flip.
2 beers, 1 for my shoulder, 1 for my mouth.
So you get some ales. Some people pull you out of the pit and start patching you up a little bit. So, Ori.
Thank you, Red Assassin. I am a comedy legend, apparently.
Switch over.
Wait, I was trying to be cool.
You have now been dressed in these elaborate golden robes. And Charkath looks at you now, and he's like, sort of like clawing at his little loose neck. And he just says, I still think you'd be good at the race, boy, but until then, we can put those legs to work. How would you like to run a delivery?
Well, I did agree to be your errand boy, so I'll go along with it, yeah?
Good. That's the answer, that's right. And so he sort of goes over to a chest and he pulls out a bag and he hands it to you. And he says, there's a small shop. More of a tavern. And it is called... And he sort of pauses, trying to remember what it was called. I had this written down, and I forgot to copy and paste it. Oh, yeah, boom, got it, okay. It's called the Goblin's Gauntlet. There will be
sounds familiar.
Aye. It is a tavern. I believe your types usually converge there. There will be a woman there with a strange eye. She has requested these goods. Be a dear. Take it over. Do not look in the bag.
Okay, so what's in the bag?
So you walk out and immediately look into it?
No, I ask him straight up what's in the bag.
Okay. You do not need to know. Just to deliver.
Is it anything illegal?
Not in the country I got it from.
Okay, so who is this lady now? What's her name? Oh, I'm just gonna know her by her eye.
You would know it. She also wears a motley garb of many patches of fabrics. But her name is Italia.
Uh-huh.
She's so unenthused. Like, this guy's crazy.
Okay, well, let's start on the quest. Take it from him.
Okay, so you walk through, and it's really sort of cramped and crowded up on the streets, but you see, actually, if you look above the buildings, there are people sort of like running and leaping from building to building ahead over everybody. And it seems like there are sure enough people racing and moving really quickly by being not like among the streets, by being on the rooftops. And they're sort of like leaping and they sort of land on the building and scuttle up. So they're basically parkouring through the district. And it's cool. So you walk forward. I'll roll just like a little investigation check for you. And nat 20. Okay, so
Boy.
So as you walk through, sure enough, you find there's one building that's actually not super cramped, and it's called the Goblin's Gauntlet, and it is a tavern, has a wooden sign out front. And you walk in, and sure enough, there's several humans drinking. There's some rather exotic-looking halflings in one corner. There's a purple tiefling over, and he's talking to a older-looking woman with sort of black hair with gray streaks through it. And you notice that she has one blue eye, and one eye is sort of glossed over in white. And she's wearing this patch full of different fabrics, and she has a crystal ball on the table that she's sort of just like tapping with her fingers. And the bar is being tended by a human man with slicked back hair and mutton chops that go into his mustache. And he looks familiar.
Oh, huh?
Wait!
Oh, is that? Oh boy.
So I walk over to the table.
Okay.
You're gonna need to explain him one day.
Yeah.
Completely
Not this
ignore
day.
everybody else and just look at her and say, ask her if her name is Italia.
And then she looks at you, the eye sort of like, the eye that's glossed over, you see the pupil just go zip, like out of the corner of it, and dilate as it looks into you, and she says, yes, I am Italia, Ori.
Oh god, she even knows.
She says,
Like
take a
a
seat. And she like sort of flicks her fingers at the purple tiefling, and he sort of bows, and makes his way out.
So before I give her the bag, I ask her if she could see into the future. Seeing that she has the crystal ball and everything.
I see a lot, yes.
So ask her if she could tell me my future.
I see many futures for you. That's the problem. Future. Do you want to know the worst one?
Okay.
A man with a tiger head rips your tongue out your throats, eats it while your friends scream in horror.
Okay, so could she tell me what's in the bag?
We have a suggestion that the bag contains illegal fireworks.
Is this a Simpsons episode or a D&D game?
I have no idea, but I'll take it. I'll take both.
I'm excited that we're having
I'm
viewers
not-
participating. This is actually great, guys.
I mean, fireworks are cool.
Yeah.
They're sort of like
I still
fireworks
know
for the
fireworks.
brain.
Oh, I can't do that.
You hand her the bag? Or
Yes, okay, I'll give her the bag.
okay. So she takes it and she says, very good. And she hands over another pouch. And it feels really light, but there's some kind of powder, a different kind of powder in it. And she hands it to you. She's like, and give that back to your master.
So ask her what it is.
The ashes of my brother.
Should not have asked, okay?
That's like a serious thing and we're laughing.
Okay, so I ask her why.
He was
Why,
a
so I ask
powerful.
her why he's in there.
He was a powerful monster.
Ominous. That's
I could do
ominous.
I could do like a history check on that.
You could. I mean, you can do a history check to try to figure out who her brother was,
Yeah.
or you could do an insight check to figure out if she's like lying.
No, on her brother.
Okay. Well, that is a 9. Actually, wait. You have some history. Okay, 13.
4.
Okay, yeah. So it's 9 plus 4 is 13. You don't know too many people whose ashes are sought for. It's really sort of a strange thing. You don't really know what to make of it. But you figure that if someone as rich as Charkoth wants this ash, and if she is telling you the truth, then this must be something valuable.
Well, I'm still curious about her, so I ask her what happened to her eye.
It saw too much.
What's with all of this mysterious
This
answers?
guy's cryptic.
It sounds like merit.
Be
It saw too
weird
much.
about cryptic.
And now
Got
it hides.
Yeah.
So, before I leave her and everything like that, I buy her a drink.
Thank you, Ori. It is greatly appreciated. I'll see you again sometime. I'll give you a proper card reading next time.
Like, the tiger thing didn't sound so bad. Okay, so I head back to the other creepy guy now.
Okay.
The other creepy guy, yes.
The other creepy guy. So you sort of run through, and actually, as you're walking streets, people are sort of actually clearing the path for you now that they see you're wearing the gold robes of the Spice Guild. And the guards don't even bat an eye. Nobody who works there bats an eye as you just walk straight forward into Charkath's tent. And he's there, and he said, "Good. You are efficient. Did you bring me it?"
So before I hand him it, I ask him why he wants it.
That is not for you to know.
Well, I just say like I'm a curious person.
Something magic. Is that enough for you?
Okay, for now. And I hand him it.
And he sort of like eyes at it, and he opens the little satchel. And he's excellent. Now go.
That's a Mr. Burns level excellent.
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 Like if a dragon was Mr. Burns.
Simpson, eh? I remember that name.
That was uncanny.
That was pretty good.
That was good.
Unleash the hounds.
That's enough to get us content ID.
Do
Watch.
you want to DM next,
My bad.
Evan?
I watched way too many Simpsons for like 5 years of my life.
Yeah, we
That's
all
good.
did.
Oh yeah.
All right. So he tells you, "I'll find you soon. Keep tight." And then Alexandros. So you've walked out of the Hall of War, and you hear people shouting and jeering, and you hear sort of like a deep voice being like, "I'm gonna pound you to the ground," as you depart.
Mm-hmm.
You are in Religion Row. You see there are multitudes of churches and a Hot Topic.
Oh yeah.
And
That's right,
what would
Don't make fun of my
Dude.
church.
So what would you like to do?
I have to head to the Holy Concordance, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Yes.
And it is easy enough to find. Among all the various churches, there is one that is taller than all the others. It is made entirely out of crystal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this massive structure made of crystal and glass. And there's these great towers and spires, and they all catch the sunlight, so they give off this like prismatic rainbow colors in like all directions as you walk through the cobblestones up there.
Cool. I think I'm gonna head there first.
Yep.
And
So
yeah.
you walk inside, and every one of your footsteps echoes because the ceiling is lofty, and you hear these like steady chants of religious rites, celestial harmonies echoing, and Gregorian chants and angelic altar boys singing all throughout this whole great area. You see there's various clerics and monks of like every kind of color and robe and symbol scuttling by. Some of them have scrolls and pens of ink. You see there's several desks. There's lots of different little halflings, and they're all scribbling away, transcribing things. And there's lots of shaven head humans reading scrolls and meditating. And there's sort of like a big desk that's raised above anything else, and there's sort of an old dwarf reading a tome as he looks over it. And what would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna go talk to the dwarf at the table.
Yes? How could I help you, young man?
Who's the person I need to talk to?
You're told to talk to Herib, she is like the leader of the Holy Concordance. And she has religious envoys that she brings with her.
Okay. So I'm going to ask the dwarf at the table if Herib is there.
Well, I dare say, boy, she's always here, but she's not to be disturbed. She's in her heavy meditation.
How long has she been in meditation for?
Oh, it can go for minutes or days, it depends.
I don't have time for this. Where is the meditation room?
Yo.
Roll an intimidation check.
Why do I always get the intimidation checks?
Because you get mad at people.
Okay, what number is that? A D20. Okay.
Yep.
Hold on. 8.
8? Okay. Re-roll. He also rolled an 8.
Okay, hold on. Oh wait, 9.
Can we make
9.
a T-shirt that says "You don't want to see my intimidation check"?
Wait, so I rolled a 9. I forgot to add the 1.
Okay, so 10, which is good because he rolled a 9. So it would have to do with,
Okay.
Oops.
So he looks at him and says, "No, don't be hasty, young man. If it is of great import, maybe we can make an exception. What is the issue, good brother of Kelimvor?" So he looks at your shoulders, and his face like noticeably sours a little bit.
I just stare at him, just like a little, looking down on him a little bit, and I just say that.
Well, he's actually above you, so he's looking down.
Oh, damn.
It's a really high
Yeah.
desk.
Okay, so I look to speak to Hirib to join her on her envoy towards the party coming up in the town.
And why should she choose you as her honor? And why is that a pressing matter? Does Kelimvor teach nothing of greater import than parties?
It is great to. I am new in the city, and it is great to establish great relationships with people of great religious importance, and to connect with this community.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Hold on. Let me check my stats.
I will remind you that a lot of you guys still have inspiration too. Basically, everybody but Merritt has inspiration.
That sounds about right.
Okay.
Well, you actually spent yours. Everyone's being greedy.
I've been
Yeah.
holding out
Yeah.
because I seem to be getting by okay without it.
so
Okay.
far.
I'm saving for when I really need it.
All right. What is it, Justin?
19.
19. Okay.
Yes.
Well, all right. She has been speaking to rather odd types lately, so maybe she will actually appreciate it. But I don't. You should know that. And he sort of hobbles down a lot of stairs, and as he gets down, you realize he's really old. He's like full white in the beard and the hair, and you see the holy symbol of Moradin on his neck, a very common dwarven god. And he's really hunched over, and he's like, Come. And he's sort of scritching by, and like he's walking so slow, his legs don't even like go up; they sort of just like skirt forward, back and forth. And it's painful to sort of follow him as he sort of walks you through, inches you through all these various crystal cathedrals. And he walks by to this great, like, wide set of golden doors.
Mm-hmm.
And he just sort of pushes one open, and there's not a lot of light that comes out of it. It looks pretty dark in there. And he says, "Well, now, follow me." And he scritches through. And you walk in, and you see there is this huge, it looks like a planetarium. Like, it's really dark in here, but there's a high ceiling, and you look up, and it looks like you see stars, shooting stars, and galaxies, and all these, like astral, magnificent lighting and like radiation rays of red and orange sort of streaking by through the stars. And they're all sort of swirling. And then in the middle of the room, floating up near the top, near the ceiling, you see a lone figure. You see a dark-skinned woman and human, and she's got a shaved head, and she's wearing robes that sort of resemble Ori's. But you can see from here, her eyes are closed, but she has this glowing purple tattoo of a third eye right on her brow, and it's sort of just like humming as she is in a meditative pose, suspended up in the air.
This is some trippy stuff.
Yeah.
And the old dwarf says, "My dear Mistress Hirib, I pardon the intrusion on your meditation, but you have a visitor." And you see the purple glow stop, and you see her eyes open, and she slowly while still in a sitting lotus pose, she starts to descend, and you notice that the sort of galaxy up on the ceiling begins to shrink and condense into the middle, and then go down and connect to her, and it like attaches on her shoulders, and you realize it's actually a great flowing cloak that fastens itself around her neck. And then as she lowers down to the ground, she has bare feet, and she just sort of lands, and she's wearing very simple sort of rags except for this grand cloak that sort of swooshes about her, and with the stars and galaxies just forever flowing on her back.
Yeah.
And she just walks up to you, and she says, "You have my attention."
Cool. So I'm going to like bow,
Mhm.
and then I'm going to say, "I'm so sorry for this intrusion, Hirib. I know you must be deep in meditation, but I've come just to speak with you."
Very well. Is this a private matter?
Yes, it is.
And she just looks down at the old dwarf, and he says, "All right." And he sort of slinks away, and he closes the door behind him. And then Hireb sort of just... And you see there's like these pillars that go up to the ceiling, and they light up with various crystals. And now it's sort of this room with a tall dome ceiling. You can see now with the absence of the cloak, there's sort of, you know, your typical like cherubs and angels depicted up in the clouds all around. And at the centerpiece, there is a woman with 3 glowing purple eyes. The angels are all sort of circling.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "So, speak, brother."
So I know just sorry for all the secrecy. I know this down upon any of the servants of Kellenbor as us lowly grave death minions, but I wanted to speak to you as I'm new to the city, to how best to serve and to work with you and to speak with your greatness.
Sort of nods her head.
Yes. As part of my relations of wanting to connect with this community and connect with this city, I think it would be a great opportunity to be your envoy, to help work with you into this alley and row, and to join with you in this upcoming event that is happening in the city.
She sort of closes her eyes and she nods. And she pauses for like a kind of an awkwardly long time, just sort of like staring at you. And the silence drags on for a little too long, she thinks. This could be a good idea. I'll be honest. I am proposing the Holy Concordance take actions the rest of my peers do not agree with. It may benefit me to have new workers.
Everybody is just so agreeable.
Yeah.
Would you agree to be my servant? And only my servant above all. I require great loyalty.
And I am a loyal individual, Erib. I've been taught to serve and to help and to work with my god, and I can help you as well.
Then I will be honest. This city is in chaos ever since the royal family. Crime and mobs rule. For ages, the Holy Concordance has held to strict neutrality, but now I do believe that in order to save this city, we must seize control. For the good of the people. If you would then, I would have you be my eyes. I need a good detective. A good spy on the other 9 powerful families that run this city.
Is there anything that worries you?
Many worry me. All of them worry me. The Pack, the Butchers, the Gold Company, the Queen of the Undercity, Madame Kadi of the Red Light District, even Tibok of the long-forgotten Elbe, even Sumi, the old tinkering gnome. No one knows where his allegiances truly lie. And there are others. But I cannot just bring you on your words alone. You must prove to me that you are an able detective. Are you willing to accept a mission?
Yes. What would you like me to do?
Very well. There have been much troubling reports from the apartments of Religion Row. A man has gone missing. A man who works for the Church of Life. His house has been foreclosed and under investigation, but there are many who claim that there is a hanged man who lurks about it at night. And there is a woman named Bree who has reported she has received death threats from one calling themselves a hanged man. So, I would have you look at this house to find clues. Is this merely a prank? A dreadful prank? Or is this something tangible? Report back to me as soon as you can. And
Yes.
with that, before you even respond, she turns away from you, and she sits down on the floor back into a lotus pose, and she just slowly rises back up to the ceiling. And the cloak detaches from her, and once again resumes its spot all over the ceiling, and it resembles a sanitarium again.
She's Dr. Frickin' Strange.
So did this monk just send our cleric to go investigate a haunted house? Are we doing ghost hunters in D&D now?
Yes.
Basically, everyone's doing a different thing. So at that point,
We're all doing our own individual subgenre.
Yes. Excuse you. I am a ghostly grave digging Sherlock Holmes. Like, rules at the hot topic. Like, come on.
So Merritt and Karnov, what have you guys been doing? What are you doing now?
We have been seething and arguing this entire time, back and forth. All right, so
You want to pitch your song?
I don't. I give him your amulet. It would be the perfect way to get in. We have something that everybody wants, and we don't.
That is true. This is going to be more of a burden.
How about we give it to this fast-rising, famous celebrity who, if he has it, either everyone will follow him or no one will believe him.
Curious idea. But how does that still get us inside?
We gave
Do
him
you honestly think just the premise will let him let us in?
Couldn't hurt. What else do we have to do? We can give him some stupid song that I write on the back of a thing.
It honestly might be a good place to start with that. Otherwise, if we pull this item out in front of everyone, in front of people who call themselves the Butchers, we're outing ourselves and making ourselves a target.
How are we outing ourselves? We don't give a crap about this amulet. We're nobodies.
Perhaps, but again, attention is not the way to get things done.
And on the other hand, you know, even though I'm a morally ambiguous thief, I don't necessarily want something called the Butchers to have this amulet. I just want this guy to have it, because he's famous. He could become the hero of this city or whatever, just for one day.
I'm just impressed you've only made one reference this far. That's in meta, but
That was good. That was good.
Metagame's good.
That was
good.
Okay.
Kevin Bacon.
Let's start with the song, and then if we can get close enough to where we're in a more enclosed area, we will play the amulet.
Look, I'm no bard. I just hate them. But
Which song?
Look. We're going to need to pretend to be them.
The Benny Hill theme. No. They are being pretty silly.
Here we go.
Or maybe the Jeopardy, like, thinking music.
Shoot. Okay, Alex, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I kinda want to do an awful Weezer song.
As you're...
Are you referencing our other podcast?
Yes! where we rag on Rivers Cuomo for 15 minutes.
Alright.
Always
Is this a crossover episode?
I'm only half I'm only half joking. I would not do that
Hey,
to
man.
our D&D audience to make them suffer through Rivers Cuomo's
hey,
20-year
man.
midlife crisis.
Or alternative suggestion, we do that exact thing.
I am down.
That is
What do
nothing
you guys
to do
wanna
with
do?
David Bowie, though.
You guys have any idea? Lay it on me. I mean, right now you're still just sort of surrounded by all these like people fangirling out and fanboying out,
Shit.
and there's still like this burly guy standing in front of the door.
Well, we can, oh dear, I got ourselves into a pickle, huh? Oh gee, alright, I'm gonna be honest with you, the only song that's coming to my head, Karnov, is something that I heard from a bard, a weird man with gray hair, that was at a tavern long ago, something about getting swifty. That's all I got for you.
All right.
Do you think it's hip enough?
I don't know. That whole thing has kind of died out, hasn't it?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Show me
What is the song?
You got.
I don't know. I think that whole Swifty thing is a fad that's gone back in where I came from. No one really cares about it anymore, especially because that guy turned out to be an asshole anyway.
Well, we're not where you're from.
I know a song by an even worse asshole, but it's very simplistic. It's more show and less tell, and it's not incredibly smart. But it does get, there's a lot of ways around it that he can say, do some crazy stuff around it. Shoot off some fireballs around it. Wag his tongue and breathe fire around it. But the song is dumber than a bag of rocks.
Sounds like the kind of music right now.
Sounds like
It might not be the kind of thing that this highbrow gentleman who does all this arty music, all this arty lute playing might like, but it can't hurt.
Nope.
Let me see if I can remember how it goes.
At this point, there's a human man who like sort of pipes in. You guys are really now. Do you know that, right?
Yes, we know.
I turn around and I look at him and I say,
It's Joris.
"Shut up or I will light you on fire."
Shit, man.
It's because they're not on drugs like everybody else.
So, what would you guys like to do? You're just still
Present the song.
Okay.
Merrick,
So
what is the
are
song?
Who are you
playing now.
presenting your song
I posted
to?
it in there.
Okay, but who are you presenting this to?
I am going to slip it to the guard and say, hey,
Wait, like, you don't have like a cassette tape?
I write it on the back of that picture of that goblin.
You mean the gnome?
Yes,
the gnome that you murdered. His family picture.
How metal is that? Yeah.
You
Continuity. Kids love continuity.
I write the
lyrics
to rock. I write the lyrics to "Rock and Roll All Night" by Kiss in 90 seconds. All the thought it takes to write that dumbass song on the back of this picture and hand it to the guard. And I say to him, "Give this to him. You know who I'm talking about." Shoves it in his hand.
So as you walk up, noticeably he like sort of shifts because you're the only people who are like walking from behind the red line, and he's just like, "Everyone's supposed to stay back there."
Oi!
As you walk up and you hand him this picture, he's just like, "Why should I give a shit about a gnome?"
I'm gonna roll an intimidation check.
Oh boy, this will be good.
18.
Without modifier, or?
That was an 18 without a modifier. And I have plus 3, so it's like a 20. So it's like a 21.
Okay. He rolls a 14. And so, wait, what did you say again?
I just say, give this to him. I don't include a noun. Just shove it into his hand.
Why?
Tell him it's gonna change the world.
In a way.
Listen,
I guess.
It's your cousin, Marvin.
listen, my boss,
Listen to this.
Marvin Berry?
Marvin Berry?
the boss man told me that no one gets in here unless he says it.
I'm not saying I want to get in here. I just give him that piece of paper.
Lots of fans give him bullshit every day. Why are you any different?
Okay, at this point, I stroll up.
I think Ryan froze.
I think he did. So
Hi, I'm here.
Oh, he's
Okay,
like,
all right, you're back. You're back.
do you have a response to him, or take the lead and be scary?
You do it. You have horns. Horns guy, go. Go.
Okay, here we go. Let's get a dice ready. Okay. I come up. I come up behind Merritt from the crowd, and I say, and I put on my whole facade again of manipulation, and I say, I apologize for my comrade's zealousness. You see, he's an aspiring bard of his own, and
Sure, why not?
yeah,
Yes.
you best bullshit your way through this, boy. He's an aspiring bard himself, and he really, really believes in the music. See, we don't
What?
need to see this man. Just shut up.
Listen to him. He's
We don't need to get in. We don't need to see Ziggy. All he wants is the opportunity for this song that he has written on the last scrap of paper that he has, and to hand it off to a musician that he truly admires.
Yes, this
Okay,
song
I
wrote
might be digging the knife in a little bit on you, but
No, don't
I
worry.
want
don't
you to
worry.
look at the other side of that paper.
I need you to roll a persuasion check.
Can I do a deception instead?
Yeah.
How about a 20 with modifier?
Woo!
All right.
Ew.
We just
I want you to look at the back of that picture.
You
Where he had- where-
everything you got.
He wrote it on the picture of his adopted family.
And the
It's the last sheet of paper he has.
You drive us wild, we'll drive you crazy.
such a bad song.
Maybe. You might
My good man, truly, you must understand what it's like to pursue your dreams.
You know what? I want to rock and roll all night. And
Holy
party
sweet.
every day.
Holy sweet Ashiok, it's actually working.
I hope he doesn't catch on that I named this rock and roll thing after a brand of booze.
Shut the hell up!
Wait right here. And he sort of
Thank you, my good sir.
he pulls
So
out
he
the big iron key and he unlocks the door, and then he walks it, and he as soon like you see people going and he just slams the door shut, and you hear it lock behind you. And you hear
You must have
some
liked my
stomping.
song about alcohol.
Shut up! Don't blow it.
So, Merritt, I'd like you
Yes?
to roll a performance check.
Oh, are you gonna make him do a live reading of Kiss's Rock and Roll All Night?
No, I want you to roll to see how impressive his transcribing of it was. So when this man,
low as possible. Low as possible. Come on, let's go, baby.
So when this man reads it,
7 plus 1 to performance, so 8. I almost
So you
wanted to
hear-
roll a second.
so you hear some stomping back down, and he opens the door again, locks the big iron key, and he says, he looks like really sad, and he says, "You know, guys, I really liked it." But I'm sorry, he didn't.
Maybe it works better live.
Definitely.
Yeah. Usually that's the case. He hands it back to you.
Oh, gee.
I'm listening to the mini version
Okay.
of it while we're
Okay.
doing this, and it's so good.
Okay, so out
I
of
told you
character.
artsy type. All I
Hey,
thought was
Out
dumb
of
crap.
character. Out of character.
Yes, hi.
You know the bit in Zootopia
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
the beginning with the
Yeah.
ice cream parlor, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
How good are you at doing baby doll eyes?
I'm a human thief who's in his late 40s.
So
How
perfect.
good do you think I'm at making baby doll eyes?
So perfect.
Are you good enough to whereas the last thing you said in game is maybe it works better live? Can you roll with that if you can get sad enough?
I don't think my character does sad. I don't think that's a.
Yeah, I need bullshit sad, not real sad.
So you want me to pull a deception check?
Yeah, I want you to bullshit your way in here. I've opened.
Good.
Let's
Good
finish.
thing about that. Well, good thing I'm proficient in deception. All right. I
Let's
roll
do
an
this.
11 plus a plus 5 modifier, so that's 16.
Okay. Maybe it works better live. Roll with it.
Rolled 16.
Go with it.
Is that a 1?
That's his reading of your lie. You were just
So I
saved by the guy. So he
I
looks
won?
at you.
I won? I won line? I won line?
You give him, he gives you really sad eyes, and you give him really sad eyes. He starts to cry, and he's like, "Damn it, this song's too beautiful."
Okay.
Go in, guys.
Okay, now you give me permission.
Don't tell my boss about it. But god damn it.
Losing it.
He unlocks the door and he swings it wide open for you.
I can't believe we got away with this. This is incredible. Okay, Travis, want to laugh even more? Okay, so my character looks like Warren Beatty and Kevin Mrs. Miller. Imagine him giving doe eyes. Go. Imagine Warren Beatty getting real sad after he
be
makes
fair,
Carly Simon cry.
The
Come
guy we're
on.
talking about looks like that, so I mean, maybe that's cute. Maybe that was cute.
Oh,
Anyway,
God, this is great.
You walk
I
in
can barely
the metal
breathe.
building, and you see that there are a series of metal stairways, and there's one of them that has an open room, and there's some light pouring out of it, and you hear some brief like dung 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 dung, like the sound of someone tuning a guitar, and you hear a magnificent lofty voice, and it just rings out, and it says, "Blarg, is that you?
Oh,
If it
shit.
is, bring me a deer and bring me another tray of cream."
You talk. Deal with him.
I apologize, sir. I'm not who you think I am. I call that out to him.
Oh? Then come up here. Surprise me.
You're gonna be surprised, that's for sure.
I know when to go out, and I know when to stay in.
No, you're coming. We are
I
both
try.
going.
Oh, I try.
Okay, so you walk up the stairs to the open room, and as you walk in, you see it's rather small, but it's a modest living quarters. It's got a cot and a couch and a sofa, and there's a table, and you see like sort of along the wall there's some drums and like a lute and a harp and some strange device that you can't really recognize. Looks sort of like a flute, but it's a little bit different. And there's like lots of gold sort of in the decor everywhere. There's lots of flowers, and you see lounged on like the table the most beautiful man you have ever seen. He's lean, and he has fair skin that is perpetually sparkling, as if he bathed in glitter. He is wearing these incredibly tight lavender leather pants, and he's wearing these knee-high boots, and the toes of which are in the shape of grinning dragon heads. He also is wearing this matching leather jacket with many diamond studs all throughout it, but he wears no shirt underneath it, which is exposing his bare glittering chest and the glorious galloping unicorn tattoo he has across it. And his face just seems chiseled as if by the gods. His lips are this bright cherry red, and his eyes are a deep piercing blue. Over one eye is a tattoo of a red and silver lightning bolt that goes down from the eye to the jaw. Over the other eye is a golden shooting star with a rainbow tail that also goes down to the jaw. And on the top of his head is this ostentatiously big platinum blonde pompadour.
I whisper to Karnov, I guess we're face to face with the man who sold the world, huh?
Sploosh.
And he strums the lute and he says, "Oh, you're definitely not Blarg. Did you bring me the cream puff?"
If you tell me where they are, I can send to my associate.
Did he say cream
them.
puff? Did he say cream puff?
Yeah.
Cream puff.
Okay.
I don't know.
Gross.
They're in the kitchen, dear. Where else would they be?
You heard him, Merritt.
So I go to the kitchen and I get him. I stumble around and I with a plate of that's nothing but red peppers and milk.
Why are you
All
bad at
on the
everything?
That's all that's on the plate. Is
so
just
this,
red peppers and milk.
So the man puts down the lutes and he gets up and he walks over to you. He's like, "And what do I owe the pleasure, devil man?"
Yes. Oh, yes. Now I've got a meme in my head. Okay. You'll have to apologize the intrusion. Good sir. You see, we have business with you, in a way.
Is it good business?
Isn't all business good? For those who deal in it?
There's a fair amount of bad business. I only appreciate the spectacular.
Well, I am a searcher of talent, and I have here a new songwriter.
Shit.
An ambitious man who has lived a lifetime.
He just goes, "Shh." Oh, tiefling, just you shut your mouth.
That's not even a lyric by Bowie. It's a version by Iggy Pop. But I'm rambling on.
And he says, "I will cut you off there. I'm afraid I am quite enough talent."
Well, any
you can
good
add upon my act. I don't take others' work. My work comes from heaven itself. And
But
as he says that, he glitters even more brightly.
And with your exorbitant talent, do you not advise and guide those who will come after you?
Not at this moment, no. The moment I'm committed to fame.
The only lyric anyone knows to that song.
Oh! The only lyric that anyone knows for that song, huh?
Oh.
You know what I mean.
They say that fame makes a man take things over.
Are you back in the room now?
Yeah, he
Yes,
came
I
back
am.
with peppers and he's bad.
Yeah, okay.
I came back with another David Bowie reference. Yes, go. So, fame, huh? They say that fame makes a man take things over and lets him loose. Puts you there when things are hollow. What you get is no tomorrow. What say you?
Is this any wonder?
Could it be? Could it?
At this point, I'm gonna step back and let Merritt just discuss, because now he kind of sounds like a songwriter. Might help with our story.
So, are you the poetic sort then?
Maybe I am.
I poke him I poke him in the back of his leg with my foot just to egg him on.
Oh, I don't need your egging on, Karnov. I got this. Do you perchance have a piece of paper that an a quill of some variety? I can give you a song.
He just sort of motions with a wrist over to his desk. Of course.
Okay, what do I need to do this?
What are you trying to do?
Write a song that's not bad, that's not Kiss.
Once again, a performance check.
So, this is what I rolled.
Nice.
Oh, I thought you were gonna show up with a nat 20 and I was gonna...
Alright,
well, it's plus
sit
a
down
19.
and you write your little song, and it sounds pretty good.
And this is what I come up with.
Nice!
And I come up with, well, it's the only song that doesn't mention, like, stuff from the 70s. Wrong one. So, I show him what I come up with, and, let's see, we passed upon the stair, spoke of was and when, although I wasn't there, said he was his friend. Yeah, this is good enough. And I pass him.
Yeah, this is
alright.
good enough.
This is alright, yeah, I just wrote it in a bit.
So he looks at it, he starts reading it. And he raises his eyebrows and he's like, do you mind if I perform it? Right here.
Yeah!
Okay, so he pulls out a lute, and he begins to sing the lyrics that you write.
You bullshitted.
For the chat, the song is "The Man Who Stole the World" by David.
I put the lyrics in the chat for you.
Yeah.
So
well, for the YouTube video too.
But as he sings, I would like both of you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Sure. 16 plus a modifier 2, so that's another 18. Boy.
Okay.
12.
12. Okay, so after about a minute of him singing and playing this, you are naturally impressed, Merritt, by his voice talent, but Karnov, you are entranced. You think he is the greatest
Sploosh.
man, the greatest. Yeah, you start feeling it a little bit down there. You are just enthralled. You are so bewitched. He is the most beautiful and magnificent thing in the world.
I'm seeing Evan jamming, and it's.
You want nothing but to just be by his side and cater to his every whim.
Sploosh.
Bush.
Well, Merritt, it's up to you now.
So as he's playing this, he looks at the two of you, and he notices that Karnov, you're sort of giving googly eyes, and then he just says, "Come here," and you naturally just walk over. You cannot resist.
You can't resist me, can you?
And then he says, "Now be honest, my handsome friend. Tell me, what are you doing here?" And you feel compelled to tell him the truth.
Shit. Interrupt, Merritt.
Do you do anything, Merritt?
Do something.
As you're just starting to speak.
I have another song. How about it, huh?
Roll a persuasion check.
15.
Is that with modifier?
Persuasion. Oh no, it isn't. Persuasion check. 15, so 16. Evan, you're like softly singing in my ear right now, so.
All right.
So it's a 16 all told.
Okay. He rolled a 21.
Shit.
So he says, "No, I think this one was more than adequate. Don't you agree?" As he looks into your eyes, Karnov.
But I have a song about a magic dance. Don't you want to do a song about a magic dance?
Does he remind you of the babe?
Babe with a
And so he's looking at you, Merritt, and he's like, he's looking at you, Karnov, and he says, "Speak." And you are commanded to speak.
Maybe. Poof. Maybe I'm too stunned to even talk correctly. There's got to be some sort of willpower. Oh, jeez. We want to accompany you to the gala.
There. That wasn't quite hard. I don't blame you. Many do. Why should I choose you?
Well, I'm
The man's song. He will give it to you. Just let us see it performed again.
It did work. But why don't I sing it on my own? Why do I
No,
need you to with me?
you perform it. We just want to witness it.
And we might have something else for you at the end of it, too. Uh-oh, I spoke without talking.
And he looks at you with a cocked head, and he says, "Do tell."
Karnov? You're entranced with him, remember?
Yeah, and I just immediately pull against my own better judgment, pull the amulet out of my bag.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
The amulet of royal loyalty.
And he looks at it, and he is like, "That's beautiful. What is it?"
Priceless, even.
Perhaps the most priceless thing in the whole city.
He sort of cocks his head, and he's like, I am the priceless thing in this whole...
Yes! Yeah, yes, I say with the stone face. But this will get you in with whatever remains of whatever royal family is.
It is royalty, sir.
Do you want to be the remembered forever as the hero of this city for oh, I already used that reference, god damn it. So
I'm sorry. You must explain this to me. What does it do?
Karnov, you know more about than I do. And
It's a royal leftover from the chaos of earlier in the city. We accidentally stumbled upon it in the chaos. We can offer it to you as a tribute to your glory.
You're throwing away the plot.
welcome to Dungeons and Dragons, Evan.
Just so... So you give me this jewel, just so that you can attend the party.
Very well.
Yes.
I admire that commitment to the lavish lifestyle. Sure.
And I hand it over.
Very well. But I must admit it would be unseemly to just bring groupies. You must join the act. What can you do?
Whatever you need.
I don't know. I'm more of a behind the scenes guy who likes to fiddle with knobs and electronics. And whatever the heck Brian Eno does. What? That stuff. That stuff. No, Evan, get your mind out of the gutter. Brian Eno.
I think he has a sound guy already.
Brian Eno is more than just a sound guy, Travis.
He starts looking at.
No, that's what you're saying, though.
Tell me, do you dance?
Not well, unless that's what you're going for.
Let me do a performance check and find out. 16. Do I dance?
Yeah, you cut a little jig.
Uh-oh.
You try to dance, and you fall straight on your ass.
What you want? Is this something?
And he says, okay, maybe not you. But he looks to you, Karnov, and he says, but you, my dear. I am a man of heaven, and you're a man of hell. We walk in that room hand in hand.
Oh my god, please tell me you've watched Devilman Crybaby and that's what we're doing right now, because that's amazing.
They'll drop dead at the sight of it. You will have to be a part of my act, dear.
Of course.
What do you think about leather?
Great.
I mean, I could try it.
Alex, are you turning Karnov into Mick Ronson? No. Into Mick Ronson, David Bowie's guitarist from the 1970s.
He wants a matching uniform. That's all he gets.
It's Mick Ronson, not Mark.
I could be convinced.
He's like, well, very good. But then we should begin the rehearsal. We have some time. I don't want you to feel. He says, I don't want you to feel, as he caresses your cheek, under pressure.
Yes.
And POV shift.
That went so wrong. That went so bad.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
I gotta write
That's
something.
10 minutes of the game.
Okay. So,
That went so damn wrong. Oh my god. I was going for this whole thing. That whole other direction.
And we give away the MacGuffin to the David Bowie guy, yeah? And if you're gonna throw away your game-breaking MacGuffin, you might as well give it to
David Bowie.
That only guarantees his appearance in future episodes.
Yeah, there you go.
Recurring character.
all right.
You can't kill him and eat him though. He's pretty.
I only did that once.
All right.
That is once more than you should have.
So how are we feeling? How are we feeling time-wise? This could be a good break for the episode.
I think this is.
I think it is a good stop.
Yeah,
ending with
I
under
mean-
pressure.
We just hit the
I mean-
2 hour mark.
Yeah,
I'm standing in the
It's been
wind,
2
and I
hours.
never said bye-bye.
it's been 2 hours. So
Holy hell.
So yeah, this will be a good breaking point. I think next week we can pick up with more of Alexandra's detective work as a complete tonal shift from what this was, and resume a bit more of fighting, and then maybe we'll get to rehearsing with Ziggy later and
Who
more
gets
jobs for Ori.
Who gets inspiration this time?
I mean, I guess it's got to be you with the kiss. Puppy dog eyes. And you're scamming your way to my David Bowie stand-in's heart. So, there you go.
We're just dragging on Kiss for 5 minutes. Yeah, that sounds like me.
Alright, so now the whole party is inspiration.
Wait, I don't think I've gotten any yet.
No, you got one
Oh,
for
I
your
did.
thing with
I did.
the
Never
gnome.
mind.
Yep.
I did. Yeah.
Yep,
I wrote it down.
You've all just been holding on to it. But
I wrote it down on another page, though.
It is a good point to end. Thanks, guys, for sticking with us. Anybody who's watching, I hope entertaining.
Tell your friends.
Yes, tell your friends. I actually like that we had more audience participation. I'd like to get more stuff. People can like suggest like NPC names when I'm stuttering about it. So go for it. And thank you for all the players. I know this is like sort of a split storyline section. Some of you sort of sitting there quietly. I warned you, but at least I hope your little vignettes were at least entertaining in their own ways.
Oh, so great.
So yeah, we'll pick it up next time with the creepy detective work and more running errands, and we'll see where we go from there. So thanks everybody. It was a good one.